So, are you ready? Shall I start? Students, shall I start?
So can wait for 5 minutes.
See, what I told yesterday that I am having only fixed time and you are having next class also, okay? Uh, I am having only 50 minutes time over here that is provided by Cisco WebEx, okay? After that, this connection will be automatically cut. So, from the next time, everybody should join it properly, okay? Let us start.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So now, uh, what I want to, yesterday we have studied about the cyber security requirement, where we have learned about the, for the cyber security, what, at first we need what to secure, that is the information, and that is the organized data transmitting over the network, the data we are going to not not only we are going to secure, we are not only secure means we are not only going for protecting the data, we are also preventing from hazards, trying to prevent from hazard and try to minimize all the risk. And next is that what is the technology that is behind, that is needed to secure the information. And now after implementing the technology, there should be some process that is needed for the security. And for processing everything, we need some people who are related to the mechanism. And at last, the goal, what that is, we are going to secure the system and minimize the risks. We are going to minimize the risk. That was the requirement we have studied. So now some terms I want to go for. I want to tell you. Here it is very much clearly given. So it is. I want to say you what is identity. There is some identity management, like one thing is there. So here I want to discuss something regarding this identity management. And here I want to tell you at first what is identity. So identity is a factor that can be used to recognize a person or a thing. So everything has its identity. any one of the students here, they are having some identity. And in the security field, this identity will be unique identity. Otherwise, this person could not be uh, predicted that this is that person or this is the same person. We cannot understand. So, identity is the recognition of a person, unique recognition of a person. If I say two ladies are standing side by side, if I am saying that all are having long hair, this is not the identity of the lady. So each and every human beings, they are having some identity, unique identity in them. Sometimes, whenever, for example, sometimes we are always once I was having two students. Both's name was Amit Chakraborty and both's father name was Ajay Chakraborty. Now, if I want to try to get their identity with their name and the father name, I cannot identify them. So it should be unique. So whenever we are going for the life insurance, what they are saying, if there are any cut mark in your body, you'll say, okay, I am having a cut mark, permanent cut mark on my head. So they will say, okay, please write it down so that it will be identified. Understand? Similarly, whenever in security field also, whenever we are going for any security issue and I have to prove myself, at that time my identity is needed. Who am I? So people should have a proper identity. If you are in a school, in a company, in an organization, there may be two persons who are having same name, but their identity should be different. Whenever some person entering into office, they could have to go for the biometric identification. That is unique. The thumb impression cannot be one person thumb impression cannot be same as the other person. It is predicted. So this thumb impression is proving the identity. So identity means what is the recognition of yours? Sometimes go for some bone geometry, our body skeleton structure. This skeleton structure, no two person having the same skeleton structure. Similarly, we can go for vein geometry. No two person in the world having same vein geometry. Similarly, we are having some retina scanning. No two persons having the same retina scan result. Brain geometry, like that, so many factors are there for identifying a person. So, identifying a person. So, to uniquely identifying a person, we need what that is called authentication. Authentication. What this thumb impression is doing, it is just providing you your unique identity that is not same with any other person. What bone geometry is providing, that your bone structure or skeleton structure is not same as others. What retina scanning is saying, your retina is not, properties of your retina is not same as others. So that is unique identification. Unique identity. This unique identification, that is authentication, Authentication is the process of unique identification of a person or a device. Unique identification of a person. So let me tell you, I have this person, this device, that can be this identity or the authentication can be physical or non-physical. Physical means whenever you are pressing some biometric information, biometric, that you are giving physical authentication. Some of your mobile may be Samsung, or some of your mobile may be iPhone there, or any other Vivo like that mobile, they are having thumb impression system. Some mobiles are having retina scanning system. That is what? That is the authentication by physical. By physical, wherever you are physically present, you can put this authentication. Even some website also, app also, they are also asking for physical authentication. Like if you want to enter into SBI card app, SBI card is a credit card. So SBI card, there is a app. If you want to enter inside, you have to put your thumb impression, then you can enter. That policy also there. So it's physical authentication. And non-physical authentication. Non-physical authentication means that some of the apps or websites, they are asking password. ATM card is asked. ATM card, whenever you are entering the bank ATM, it will ask you PIN. It may ask you different types of things like one-time password. That is what? That is the authentication. Authentication, sometime physical. That means you have to put fingerprint. You want to have any other biometric information. You may have to provide. That time it is physical. Whenever you want to uh, provide this information, other than physical, that is non-physical. That is password you have to provide. Sometimes bank ATM you have to provide PIN. Sometimes you have the RFID card or any other types of card which can prove that you are the authenticated person. That is the authentication. So here, what is meaning? Look in the figure, see, that is the three person. At first, I told the three person, they are Ima, hi Ima, hi Ima, I am Ima, like that. Ima means what is that? Three person are saying that I am Ima. Okay. These three girls are not same. These three girls are different. Now, this identity they have to prove through the authentication. Now they are going to say that Ima Mailer, his ID is this. So this ID is these two actually at the same time providing the authentication. This is Ima Mailer, same name, but its ID is different. Again, Ima Mailer, ID is different. So by this ID, they are providing the authentication that this first Imamila is different from second Imamila, and second is different from the third Imamila through this identity. So there may be two person named Amit Kakoti. These two Amit Kakotis are not same. they are the customer of the same bank, say it is the SBI or Axis Bank. But whenever they are giving two ATM card, in the ATM card it is written that okay, both name are same company. ATM card number will be different and their password will be different, and this is authentic. If two person are trying to make transaction in Amazon at the same time, two person will be provided different OTP or one-time password. Then through which they have to communicate and make the transaction full. Now I am coming to the authorization. After authentication, there will be the question of authorization. Suppose one person name is James and another person name is James. Both two are James. I am not going for the different one. But James, first James, here I am writing something for you. First James is manager. And second James, there is a second James. Second James is a clerk. Clerk. So there are two James. Now they are working in the same company. Both James are working in the same company. Both the James are working in the same company. Now, today, Saturday, they came to office and logged in. They logged into the system. They logged into the system. Now, tell me whether these two James will get the same facilities. Whether the two James, one person is manager, he is having more power, he is having more rights to do, and another James is a clerk who is having less power and less rights, will get same kinds of privilege into the software. Hello? Hello? Can anybody answer?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They will get same privilege. They will not. They will not get the same privilege. Okay. So what is there? Somebody open his microphone, please off after this. So what is happening? Whenever uh, they enter into the system, manager will have more power than the clerk. Manager will have more power than clerk. Understand? So this is the authorization. What manager can do and what clerk can do. What a manager can do and what a clerk. Hello? 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 Are you able
Yes,
to hear
sir.
me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is happening? That is the main factor of authorization. That so many things in the software manager can do, but clerk cannot do. Understand? Let us, I am giving you one example. So let us say Amazon. Amazon, let us say Amazon shopping. Let us say Amazon shopping. Now there are, I'm saying there are so many things are there. One, there is a buyer, and there is some, there is so many buyers, there is so many seller. So there are some buyer and there are some seller. So what is that actually? Buyer can buy, buyer can view the article that are displayed over the system. Amazon shopping. But buyer cannot sell anything. Whereas somebody is a user of Amazon shopping as seller, he can post some item, he can sell some item, anything he can do. So buyers of the Amazon shoppings are having some authorization to do, and seller of the Amazon shopping center are having some more other types of authorization they can perform. They some tasks they can do. Even the app company, that company people, suppose the company website, what is the company? Company persons, company users are having more power to do so many things. They can see what buyers are doing, they can see what sellers are doing, they can update anything, they can, even the administrator, he can do anything. So this is comes under authorization. So authorization does means that authentication means who are you or who you are. Authorization is saying what you can do. Understand these things? Hello?
Clear.
Clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Clear. Okay. So I am going to the next. I am going for the principle of security. So now, whenever security is a concern at that time, so there should be some principles that are needed. There should be some rules and regulations that should be followed. That should be followed. And that things is nothing but the principles of security. To implement the security, what the things are necessarily to do, must to do, what kinds of informations security should be provided, how, whenever information passing, what should be the strategy? If the information snatched, then what will happen? Whether I can get the information all the time or not, whether the authorization and authentication should be followed or not. These all things are these all things should be mentioned properly. All things should be implemented properly to provide a security. And for that basis, there are the information security concept. Important for information are confidentiality, integrity, and availability. There are three things. What are the three things? Confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Now, this everything will be will be there with authentication and authorization should be there. And non-repudiation is a law term. It is actually a law term. It is taken afterwards. This confidentiality, integrity, and availability, these three are called security traits. Security traits. So if a question will ask, what is security traits? Security trait means the important things on the basis of the security, that is the confidentiality, integrity, and availability. This is security. So now whenever we are implementing this security, at that time we have to mention these traits, or it is called CIA traits. This is equivalent to CIA trait, security trait, principle of security, or CIA trait. This is the. So what CIA trait is saying? Confidence. First thing is confidence. Confidentiality means whenever in the network data is passing or data is moving throughout the network, that data should be confidential. Data should be confidential. This means data should be preserved in its proper format. There will be no disclosure of data. No disclosure of data. That means no intruder can interfere in case of data. They cannot view the data. It should be confidential. What does it mean? Confidentiality means confidentiality of data or the non-disclosure of the data or information for unauthorized user. Authorized user can see, but unauthorized user cannot view it. If this occur, that means loss of confidentiality. If this occur, data disclosure occur, that means unauthorized data disclosure occurs. That proves that loss of confidentiality. So what is confidentiality? Confidentiality does mean that data or information should be confidential. No unauthorized person can have the disclosure of data or information. This is the confidentiality. So integrity means what? Suppose I am sending one letter or mail from source to destination. At that time, I am writing that I am going to Chennai. So now, this Chennai word is missing. So what will occur? Data has been modified, deleted, or updated. And the destination person will always say, I am going to. Nothing is there. So, integrity is saying that whatever format, whatever data we are sending, that data will be intact until the last. That data cannot be deleted, modified, or updated by any unauthorized user or any unauthorized manner. Data cannot be deleted. Data cannot be deleted with any unauthorized manner. If these things occur, then integrity is not there. That means loss of integrity. If somebody can tamper your data unauthorizedly, you don't have any right to do it. That means that is the loss of integrity. Loss of integrity. So this is integrity. And last one is availability. What is availability? Availability means authorized user can access the data from anyone. Authorized user, mind it, authorized user, only authorized user can access the data from anyone. That means the information or data should be available to the authorized user. Today you are accessing Flipkart from Guwahati. Suppose for some reason you have to go to Bangalore. If you are an authenticated user, you need not to show any other thing. Flipkart data you can access from there also. The same thing as you are the authorized. But unauthorized user, for them, who are not the user of Flipkart, they cannot access it. So this is called the availability of the data. Do you have any question?
Understood.
Do you have any
Can you please
question?
explain it once more, sir?
Once more. So what
Integrity, sir. Integrity.
integrity does means there are, I'm saying from the first, there are, that is called security traits or CIA traits, that is comes under the principle of security. This principle of security enforce the CIA traits to be implemented in all security purposes. First one is confidentiality. What is confidentiality? Confidentiality means data or the information should be confidential from the unauthorized user. Unauthorized user cannot access the data or view the data. They cannot have the data or the information. Confidentially prevent the unauthorized access or unauthorized disclosure of the information. This is called confidential. There are two things: data privacy and data protection. More if you want to know. There is two things: data privacy and data protection. You know, there are some rules over the world. USA having their own rule. India has their own rule. Australia has their own rule. Most of the rules are maybe some common, and due to the geographical location changing, some are different. These rules we have to follow for the confidentiality. Your data. Yesterday I have given one information that our data was with the BSNL and somehow this data has been lost. That means confidentiality has been compromised. If you go for some of the sites are there, and afterwards when I teach you the ethical hacking or something, I'll show you some of the sites are there. If you type something in their username and password, something data they will show. That is the lack of confidentiality, vulnerability. Vulnerability means hole is there into the total security system. Integrity means what? Confidentiality is saying that nobody can show the data. No unauthorized use can have the data or information. Integrity is saying that, assuring that no unauthorized user can modify the data. And the unauthorized one. Nobody can. Whatever data we are passing, that data will be reached to the destination. No tampering will be there. I am writing some mail, that mail should be properly sent to the destination. No changes by the unauthorized user are acceptable. Understand? Integrity? Integrity, understand? Understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is the integrity. So sometimes this integrity problem, so many times in our areas, in our system also, without the intervention of the hacker also. So for the integrity does means data should be integrated. There will be no change. There will be no updation. There will be no modification. Unauthorized. And availability is saying that data should be available. Data will be readily available for the authorized user. Only authorized user can view the data or the information. Authorized user can. Unauthorized users cannot do these things. Unauthorized user cannot have the availability of the data. Only authorized user. It is not like that. Every time it is asking, every time the data availability will not be there. That is not possible. You should have the data availability. Although you know that data could be theft, data could be do, data, but that such kinds of precautionary measures should be there. So whenever you are getting this availability of the data will be there. Data will be there. No other person can get this data. Listen, no other person get the data. Sometimes we are saying that don't surf your laptop in the CCD or any other where free Wi-Fi or radio station where free Wi-Fi is. That is up to you. We have told you that it is the rules. Here I have told now. Some process has been implemented. That is the process. I told you. For you only. It's not for the organization. Organization has provided you the secure connection, maintaining everything. Although there may be some loopholes, they can be hacked. But I am saying that it is saying that in every way to you, then whenever you are inside a cafe, not cafe, CCD or any other railway station where free internet is there, don't surf. Data is available, but you should not surf there at least free internet, you could be hacked. So this is your fault. It's not fault by the availability is not there. Precautionary measure is there. Understand? So this is the availability. So up to that is today enough. Next day we'll do some other things. How many persons are there? Today, yesterday 17% was there. Your total number of students is 21. Hello. Your total number of students are
Yes, sir.
21. Now it is
It's showing total 19 participants, including you, sir.